Hello, welcome again to a senior's perspective with a twist. I'm Harry, and this is December the 25th, 2024, and it is Christmas Day, Wednesday. So, Merry Christmas to everyone. Um, I want to start talking to you today about something that's been on my mind and that I'm affected by because I am a senior. And my subject is how seniors can remain independent longer. Um, that's something that should concern every senior who right now is in control of what they do. Uh, they're dressing themselves, going places, getting in your car when you want to, going to the store, paying your bills, uh, doing the things that you like to do that you've done all your life. But as we get older, our health is affected uh, by the age that we are. Um, a big thing we should do is keep ourselves healthy. That's a biggie. Um, Exercising, eating right, making your doctor visits. These are things that we need to do on a regular basis. We need routines. Um, just like when we were working in our working years before we retire, if you're not retired right now, you still have a routine. But we had routine, or at least I did when I was working and I was younger. I had a routine where I regularly did certain things. There were cutoff times for uh, before I went to work to do certain things because I had to get showered and dressed and ready, prepared to go to work. So I had a routine, packed a certain time to pack my lunch. There were just certain things that I took care of before getting ready to go to work. Now, a biggie is staying physically active once you retire. When we retire from a job, but not from life. I remember some people when I was working, and I heard that after they retired, uh, these same people that I had worked with, within 2 or 3 years, some of them 3 or 4 years, they were gone. Their health had been affected. And why? Because when they retired, they didn't have a routine. Some of them had the attitude, when I retire, I ain't going to do nothing. Uh, Bad mistake to just retire and don't do anything else. Um, you sit down, you don't move, and before you know it, you pick up weight. You're not eating right, you're not sleeping right. All these are factors that will help to keep us independent if we take care and do these things. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer, and that is uh, what I'm saying to you. Uh, some of you individuals may need to go and see a doctor. So I am not a professional, and I advise you to seek professional help for your own situation. Talk to a professional about what you need and how you can live your life best uh, longer uh, as an independent senior. So, with that said, I'll continue by saying that uh, I love my freedom. I love being able to get up, get in my car, go wherever I want, walk wherever I want, visit whom I want, eat what I want. In other words, someone else is not feeding me. I'm feeding myself. These are things that we ought to want to do. Uh, and if we are careful, if we are thoughtful, then we can extend our time of independence. Now, I'm going to say this, we may not like it, but everybody is getting old, and we all are going to need a doctor. We all are going to need, at some point in time, to go to the hospital, because that's life. We are born, we live, and then as we get old, we die. Now, this is not to put rain on people's parades, but let's face it, we are all getting older. And we as seniors, certain things come up in our bodies. And I have limitations that I didn't have when I was younger because my body has changed. Your body changes. Just like my mustache was at one time all black. It's not. At one time, my hair was not gray. Changes, they happen. And when they happen, we need to be smart about how we deal with these changes. If we're not, we could end up in a nursing home. We could end up in assisted living. We could end up where someone has to live with us because we are not able to take care of ourselves. Now, this is nothing to say anything bad about this happening to us, because things are going to happen. You might as well face it. We're not going to always be here. But while we are here, we need to do all we can to increase our chances of staying independent longer. And so there are certain things that we simply need and have to do. We need to stay physically active. There's something that we can do. Walking, maybe have 1 pound weights. You can use that to help keep your body toned and strengthened. 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, 5 pound weights, and develop a routine where you carefully, and it also may be you may need to be under the doctor's care as far as having a routine. Does the doctor say it's okay for you to lift weights? We need to check these things out. And once you're cleared to do it, then dive in. Keep yourself fit. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, there are people who can take care of us. And I'm talking about a nursing home. Again, this is not to throw water on anybody's parade, but again, we have to be honest with ourselves. We are, as we get older, it's an uphill battle to keep healthy. So we need to stay physically active. Stretching is a good thing that older people can do. Again, if you're able to do it, you can reach down and touch your toes in the morning, when you get up and you get yourself ready, and you can stretch. Not just touch your toes, but you move your arms. There, before you leave the house, stretch yourself. Do some stretching, or go to the YMCA, or go out walking. But stay physically active. There are exercises that we can do on a regular basis. Again, it may have to be determined what you can and cannot do by the doctor. So doctor visits are also important as we get older. Some people wait until they don't. Let me say it this way: they don't go see the doctor. And everybody needs to go see the doctor from time to time as we get older. Checkups. Maybe there's something that's bothering us. A pain in our knee, a foot, a hand. Just go get it checked out. And this could be the difference between staying independent or having to be cared for by somebody else. So doctor's visits are important as we get older. I got one coming up soon. I think next month I'll be going to see my doctor. Um, haven't seen the doctor in a month or two, so I regularly go to different doctors. I have doctors for my dentist, go see them. I got family doctor, I go see him, and that's who I'll be going to see next month in January. Because I do care about myself and I need checkups from time to time to see how my body's holding up. Because I'm not getting any younger. Neither are you. Um, the other thing that we can do to stay independent longer as seniors is stay connected with family, stay connected with friends. You don't want to become isolated in your home or in your life and not have contact with other people, because um, having contact with other people helps keep us um, engaged, helps can give us joy being around other people, family members, grandchildren, our firstborn. I'm talking about our children, and then our grandchildren. They came second because you have to have children if you're going to have grandchildren. And life is more enjoyable when we are engaged, have contact with other people. Um, Maybe you don't have children. Uh, if we still have our mates, they're still with us. Contact with them is daily, on a daily basis, brings joy, brings happiness, and gives us purpose. Knowing that others care about us as we care about them. Um, these are things that help to extend and make our lives better. They, my, I talked to my granddaughter this morning. I called her. She lives in another state. I wished her a Merry Christmas. And I spoke to other grandchildren. I have several children. I have three kids, and they're all grown. They all have their own children, and I stay in contact with them from time to time. And it brings me joy to be around and talk to my grandchildren and my children. These are things that you don't want to forget. You don't want to ever negate your family. Uh, I know that some people, some seniors, may have problems with their children. They had a fallout years ago and haven't straightened it out. Maybe that's something that we can do in this new year, is reconnect with loved ones whom maybe we've had a problem with. Um, Maybe you could at least try. It may not happen, but at least you can try. Start off the new year on a good foot, in a new direction. These are things that help extend our lives. Being angry, having tension, uh, these are things that take away our joy and don't allow us to thrive. Stress will raise your blood pressure. Stress and being angry are not things that we as seniors want to do. They can affect um, our independence. Uh, yeah, I know there's some relatives that we may have that we limit our contact with because of their behavior or the way they are, their character. Uh, that may be true, but there are other relatives that we can stay in contact with. So you might think that what I'm saying is not applicable. Oh, yes, it is. Uh, but don't allow these things that um, that we find in our lives, because everybody has problems, and sometimes problems we can allow them to affect it to the point that it affects our health. It affects our minds. It even affects our attitudes. We don't want that. So with that being said, uh, there are other areas of our life that we can uh, help or use to help extend our lives of independence. And that is staying busy, and maybe you have a hobby. If you don't have a hobby, get one. Having a hobby, in other words, something to keep us busy. Because if all we do is sit on the couch and watch TV, or if we stay in the house and don't have contact with anyone else, that's not good. We need to stay active. We need to have a hobby, something that you like. I've got several hobbies uh, that help keep me busy. And matter of fact, if you have three or four of them, you may not be able to do all of them in one day. You may have to say, I can do a couple of them today and maybe another one tomorrow because I don't have enough time. And what we're doing is keeping ourselves busy. Uh, Later this year, I'm going to have to put up a fence for my friend. My friend is my dog, and he goes places. He's on a chain, but when I put him outside, that I need to keep him in his own yard because he goes over to the neighbor's yard and ends up getting tangled up in their overgrowth. Some people say weeds or whatever, but that keeps me busy. Uh, I look forward when I've already bought the fence. I've already bought the post. I may even do a video on that. Uh, but it's keeping me busy, is what I'm saying. And we need to stay busy uh, in our life, in our daily living. So having a hobby, it could be gardening, it could be playing cards, uh, it could be on getting on your computer, but keep the mind working. Uh, that's an issue that some seniors have as they get older and they don't use their mind as they once did, uh, and the mind becomes slower. Uh, it becomes dull. Uh, we don't want that to happen to us. So we need, as seniors, if we want to stay independent longer, uh, then we need to keep busy. We need to have a hobby. We need to be doing things for our brain. Um, and then another thing that we as seniors need to do is keep our homes uh, travel free, pathway free. In other words, as we get older, we accumulate things and we don't seem to realize that keeping shoes out of the way, putting them, in a certain place so that when we walk in our pathway in our home, we don't stumble over them, we don't trip and fall. And falling is a big problem for older seniors. I fell about 5 or 6 months ago going down my steps. Wasn't paying attention, and I fell down, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 stairs. Fell down and hit the ground. And I had to lay there and check myself. And now I am much more careful about going down my steps. I learned a lesson. Pay attention. I wasn't paying attention and I fell, and I'm a senior. And I could have been badly injured, but I wasn't. And the good Lord blessed me that when I fell, He made sure that I wasn't injured. And I'm thankful. That's another thing that we as seniors should be, is we should be thankful for all of the good things that God does for us. Uh, and a good attitude uh, helps for being healthy, having a good attitude, not being angry, not being aggressive and and hard to get along with. You don't want to be like that. Again, that has a lot to do with keeping us uh, independent longer, having a good attitude, uh, taking care of things that need to be taken care of, keeping us so that we can pay our own bills and not uh, having to have someone else do it for us. But that can happen uh, where we have to have someone's help. But that's not a bad thing. Uh, e- Someone else paying your bills for you, if that's what needs to be done, and yet you're still ambulatory, you're still able to get around on your own, but you still just need a little help because you gotten older. You don't remember things like you used to. So these are different things that we're mentioning that we as seniors need to keep an eye on. Keep that home clear, the pathways when we travel, keep the, how shall I say, the things we accumulate. Sometimes, maybe once a year, we need to do a cleaning, a rearranging of certain things in our homes so that we'll be safe. Uh, Another thing, my final thing for today on this discussion, and that is make sure if you're given medications by your doctor that we're taking them uh, regularly and on time, like the doctor has, prescribed. Uh, because taking medication, if we have a certain illness or a certain, problem in our bodies, and we don't take the medication, then we could cause a relapse, an emergency. If you have high blood pressure, take your medication as prescribed. Um, and any other kind of medication, take it as prescribed, and don't be afraid to call the doctor if you need to because you're concerned about the medication that you're taking. All these things that we mentioned today, I just scraped the surface of things that we need to do if we want to keep our independence as a senior longer. If we do these things, uh, the good uh, outcome will be that we'll stay independent longer, and that is very important as we age. So with that being said, I'm sure I could say more, but these are just a few things I wanted to talk about. If you like the message that we talked about today, we ask that you would subscribe. If you have not commented, we welcome your comments, and we say thank you right now for tuning in with us, and have a good day.